That's not me.
All right, I'm Hayden, and this is
I
my
just went
fourth
out-
speech for public speaking. Here's my audience. All right, everybody. All right. In today's world, there's news reports every day about how global warming is affecting the Earth. Pollution is becoming a very big problem in today's society. It's scary to think that one day on Earth we could leave a world for our children that is very unsafe, and that we can want to live in a world when we're adults that is very unsafe for our children. Is anybody here scared about the possibility that we could leave our children with an unsafe life?
Quite scared. Quite.
It's a very possible reality. If we look around today, we can see pollution everywhere, and there's a lot of ways that we can stop it. According to DoSomething.org, American factories produce over 3 million tons of toxic waste, and that enters in our air, our water, and it goes all across the lands in America. Also, Americans alone produce 30 billion foam cups every year, many of which don't get recycled like they should. Today I want to persuade you guys to reduce your pollution levels and to recycle. First we'll look at recycling, at the pollution problem on Earth, and then we'll look at possible solutions like recycling and other type of things to reduce pollution. A large cause of pollution on the Earth is the growing population that we have, and the people find a need to have a higher quality of life, so we're producing all these inorganic chemicals and things to increase our quality of life, or really it's reducing our quality of life. A pollutant is any material in the environment that poisons the land, air, or sea. And with over 100,000 synthetic chemicals we have produced today, many are harming the environment. And synthetic chemicals are being produced every day, so that number is growing rapidly. The rising quality of life and higher consumption has caused generations worth of waste to be built up in landfills, and that's causing a lot of the problem with pollution. A lot of cities and towns and areas where there's a high population density are parts of the Earth that have problems dealing with the waste, and they don't know how to deal with it now because we have such a high buildup in the landfills that we don't know what to do with our trash. Over 40% of American rivers and 46% of American lakes are uninhabitable for aquatic life, and they aren't safe for fishing and swimming. That's over half the bodies of water in America are unsafe for people to even swim in, which is a scary thought that that number is rising, and one day we might not have any freshwater bodies in America. On average, one American produces over 3,000 pounds of toxic waste per year, and all that adding up is very harmful for society. America is the #1 country in the nation that produces the most pollution. We're only 5% of the global population, but we produce over 40% of the waste on Earth. So it's really a growing population. We need to cut down as Americans on the pollution that we have. Air pollution and toxic materials are just as harmful to us as the trash we have on the land. 3 million people on the Earth die each year from air pollution, and that's 3 times as many people that die from car accidents. There's only 1 million car accidents on Earth each year. In the United States alone, people die from air pollution more often than they do from breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. The number of people that die from air pollution in the United States is about 70,000 people per year, and automobile accidents, it's only about 40,000 people a year. Our bodies of water are getting polluted because we have toxic waste on the land, and because of rainfall and runoff, it's getting into our bodies of water and polluting the body of water. So even if you're not dumping anything into the water directly, trash can still get into the water indirectly. Although the use of toxic materials has been cut back by like 10% in the past 20 years in America, we need to do something to cut back more, possibly get factories to use less toxic materials. Now that we've discussed the harmful effects that pollution can have on the Earth, we can discuss useful ways to reduce pollution. How many of you guys think that your quality of life would be reduced if you guys cut back on your pollution, or cut back on like synthetic materials you guys use every day?
I did me.
Of course.
Well, really, if you guys focus on cutting down on some of the stuff you use every day and just throw away carelessly, it really won't harm your life, and it's not that hard to cut down on pollution. Despite what you think, it is something that you can do in your everyday life and is really helpful. Recycling is one of the #1 ways to reduce pollution. Over 80% of the materials that we have sitting in landfills today can just be recycled and used to make new products. They've had teams go into landfills and look for paper and aluminum and such to dig out of landfills and use to recycle. But if people just, try hard to just recycle, there's recycle pickups every couple of weeks. If you guys just recycle more often, you can cut down the size of our landfills. If you recycle one aluminum can, it generates enough energy to power a television for 3 hours, which is about the same as a half a gallon of gasoline can do, which is really useful. It would cut down on the use of gasoline, which is harming the environment as well. And produce the Sunday newspaper each week all over the world. Over 500,000 trees are cut down. And if you recycle 1/10 of the newspapers that we use every year, it can save over 25 million trees every year. So it can cut down on the trees, which help our environment. Also, plastic bags and plastic garbage kill over 1 million sea creatures every year, which is very harmful to aquatic life and can ruin the quality of water, and it can harm humans. So if you guys would just recycle stuff and not just throw stuff away and get in the ocean, you could save a lot of aquatic life. Solid waste landfills are also the largest cause of global warming we have because the solid waste landfills produce methane, which is a greenhouse gas that harms the environment and produces global warming. And without that, we can improve the quality of life in America and all over the world. Other ways that people can reduce pollution is just reducing the use of the harmful products. Everybody cut back and not use so much stuff and throw so much stuff away, then really we wouldn't have such a problem in the world. If people use organic products on their lawns and such, it would reduce the runoff into the oceans and things. Also, if people just carpool places, any place you can go, get a couple of friends to ride with you, you're saving a car trip and you're saving gas, and also you're producing less greenhouse gases. In conclusion, I hope I persuaded you guys to decrease your pollution. With just a little recycling and reducing, we can make the earth a better place. The large amount of trash we have in landfills would make the quality of life worse, even if people think all the products we're using is making it better. Pollution is a national epidemic, and there's simple things that us as Americans can do for it. And thank you guys for watching my speech.
You're welcome.